Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. My name's Rob, and today it's our third installment of our video of the commercial pizza oven build. And today we're going to continue with the layers, and towards the end of the video I'm going to explain a few things of what to look for when building your own pizza oven, and a couple of key things that you should keep in mind when designing your pizza oven. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we got quite a few layers done, and this was over a period of almost a week. I just did kind of one layer at a time, kind of supported it, and now that I'm getting really close to the top, there's only a few layers left, and then I have a center section that's going to go inside that's going to really help hold this dome together. Now, some things to keep in mind when building a pizza oven. There's a couple of key things. One is the inside, okay, so the height of the dome from the floor to the peak of the dome. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a perfectly round dome. Now, my 36-inch pizza ovens actually become a nice dome because it's a smaller diameter. So 36-inch diameter, there's going to be a 20 to 21-inch height from the bottom to the peak of the dome. And that's really where you want to stay. Around 20 inches is like the key. And this one here, because it's 50 inches, it's not going to make this perfect dome, because if I did make a dome, that radius would change and it would be, say, 30 inches to the peak, which would not be good for my pizza oven. So I want to keep that 20-inch height, overall height from the bottom of the stones to the peak, and I want to keep that there because that, to me, is the best ratio of the height and the diameter that I've been using over the years. Now, as I said that, the dome will not be perfectly round. It's going to be straighter because the diameter is wider, and I want to keep that height. That being said, we have to also watch the height of the doorway and the width. Okay, there's two different heights here that a lot of people don't talk about. So the inside, so this one here, this is just outside of the dome. In front of that is going to be my chimney stack, and then in front of that I'm going to have another arch or another opening that's going to be slightly lower than this one. And the reason for that is because you want the smoke to come across here and go into the chimney, not make its way across to that outside stone. Okay, we don't want that heat escaping this way. We want it just coming through and the smoke coming through up into the chimney stack. That's why we have these two different heights. Now, what I've found to be the best size of opening, now it's going to vary a little bit depending on the diameter of pizza oven you make, but for 36-inch, I like to stick to, say, a 15-inch opening with about 11-inch to 12-inch in height. This pizza oven is a little bit bigger. I went 16 inches in the width and about 12 inches in the height. And the reason for that is you need air to go into the pizza oven, and what happens is cold air actually goes along the floor here, and then your hot air comes through and escapes through the stack. And that's what I found to be the best for my type of pizza ovens. So that's a good place to start if you're building your own pizza oven. Now, another thing that people kind of wonder about is the height of the pizza oven. Now, you don't want it too high, so you definitely don't want it like that you can look into it without bending down, okay? Because when you start using your paddle, the paddle is going to be way too high when you start using it, so you don't want it that high. Usually, it could be from 40 inches, 36 inches, 40, 42 inches, something like that, depending on your height and who's going to be using it. But you definitely don't want it that it is like a straight view when standing up into the pizza oven. That's just way too high. I've seen people do them too high like that, and all that is going to have a hard time when it comes to taking out in and out your pizzas. Okay, so next step would be we're going to close that off, and I'm going to wait a few more days, close off the top. I'm going to go inside and clean up any of the little bits of mortar, maybe some little gaps that I have that are missing. I'm going to clean up the outside, fill in the gaps of the bricks, and then I'm going to start with putting my refractory blanket on top. And the next part, you'll see, like I said, all that in the next video. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and push the button for notifications for the next video on the commercial pizza oven build. Thanks.